Thanks for tuning back into the channel. Today we're going to talk about a few of the mods that I've put on my Indian Scout Bobber 20 since the last time we spoke. So just for a little bit of context for you guys that don't follow my channel, I bought this Indian Scout Bobber 20 about a year ago. A little less than a year ago. Been really enjoying it. At the time when I bought it, it came pretty much bone stock except for maybe this saddlebag, and I think that was pretty much it. Everything was stock. Since then, I've put on a cheap Amazon exhaust slip-on or slip-on exhaust. It was $100 from Amazon. You know, it is what it is. No complaints. It does make the bike super, super loud, but really no performance gains or anything like that. I did wrap the handlebar grips with Trip Machine wraps to make it a little bit thicker. That's what she said. And to give it a little bit more comfort for me, LED headlights and pretty bare bones stuff. But something that I've wanted to change for a while now is the Scout Bobber seat. They're having a driving school here in this parking lot, which is kind of interesting. The three mods that I wanted to talk about are, one, this Indian Scout Bobber solo seat. I had it on for about maybe 6 to 8 months. I can't remember exactly when I put it on, but I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to talk a little bit about this windshield. It's a little dirty. I've been using this all winter. Wanted to talk a little bit about this. And then finally, I'll end the video with this Kemimoto tank bag. I don't know if you can call it a bag. It's more of like a little pouch. First things first, the Scout Bobber solo seat. Now, I bought this secondhand from another user on the Scout Bobber forum. Install was pretty easy. I think I bought it for about $300, maybe $350 or so. So I thought it was a pretty good deal, brand new. I think they go for about maybe closer to about $500. I can't exactly remember. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can check them out. There's no kickback for me whatsoever, but just wanted to talk about the seat. The most common question that you probably are thinking about is, how comfortable is this seat? Now, as you can see, there really is very, very little padding, if at all. I mean, there's a little bit of cushioning, but when you sit on it, it doesn't really feel like there's any padding whatsoever. So the comfort, I would actually say it's, in some ways, it's more comfortable than the stock seat. And in other ways, it's not as comfortable as a stock seat, right? So as you can see from this bird's eye view here, it is a lot wider. So I feel like in terms of support, like weight support, it does give you a little bit more of weight support because it's wider. You can kind of move around a little bit more than the stock seat. And overall, when you're just sitting down on it, it feels more supportive in that there's more surface area, so you can kind of move around just a little bit. If there's pain points, you can kind of try to adjust. But in terms of cushioning, I would say it's a big minus. It's a little bit of a give and take, but the reason why I got it is because I really like that floating seat look. As you can see here, yeah, I just love how it looks like a floating seat. It gives you that classic bobber look, which I really, really dig. So install, pretty easy. Comfort, I would say this is not the best seat for long rides, obviously. But if you're primarily just doing around town little rips and you really want to make the bike stand out, make it look really nice, I would say go for it. But in terms of long distance, I don't know if this is the best seat. The other thing to note about this seat, I will say it does raise you about an inch. So you're sitting a little bit higher on the bike. I definitely noticed that as soon as I got on, my arms are lower because my body is higher. And it's going to push you forward just a little bit, and it's going to raise you up about an inch. Some of you might like that. For taller riders, it might give you more space. For shorter riders, you might not really like that feeling, but just wanted to mention that. And also because there is not as much cushioning, you don't really get to sit inside the seat. You're really just sitting on top. So yeah. Before, I felt like my arms were like here in terms of where I was sitting on the bike. But now it's a little bit more of a forward, aggressive riding position. That's something that I noticed that people didn't really talk about when reviewing the seat, is the seat positioning is slightly more forward. You can kind of even see it has an angle, right? It kind of dips in as just ever so slightly at an angle. So that's the Indian Scout Bobber solo seat. Looks really great. I really do like the look of it, but in terms of comfort, I can do maybe about an hour, hour and a half before I really need to get up and stretch my legs, stretch my back, etc. You know, on smooth roads, this feels great, clearly. But where it really suffers is when you go over even like the tiniest little, you know, divots on the road, cracks on the road, or like large potholes in the road. You are going to pay a price. So whenever I see a crack in the road or like a big pothole in the road that I can't ignore or that I can't maneuver around, I just try to, you know, stand up a little bit on my pegs, try to absorb the shocks through my knees rather than my spine. So that's the Scout Bobber solo seat. The next modification that I did, you know, I just wanted to test out this windshield. I know it does not look great at all. You know, for a bobber, I really like to go minimal, but for the winter, I needed some wind protection so that I can ride a little bit longer. And so I thought this might be a temporary solution. I got it off of Amazon. I'll throw the link in the description in case you want to pick one up. I think it was only about $60 or so. So when I looked at Memphis shades, fairings provided by Indian, they were either really expensive, like in the $300 to $400 range, which I didn't want to go through because it's not a permanent solution for me. I just wanted something temporarily. And then two, the Memphis shades option was a little bit cheaper, but their fairings make you take off this nacelle. So I didn't want to do that. I really like the look of the nacelle. And so I went with this option. It clips onto your handlebars. For the most part, it's pretty stable. I would say the hardware is not the best quality, but it is pretty stable. I've taken this on the highway, back roads. It's done a great job. So if you just want something really cheap and it's decent quality, I would actually go ahead and get this. And last but not least, Kemimoto sent me this little tank pouch where I can put my phone. It's waterproof. It's magnetic. I can just attach it here, and you can put a few little things like your wallet, keys, things of that nature in the pouch. Again, it has a soft little leather-like material on the back so that it doesn't scratch your tank, and comes with these magnets. I've had this on the bike for a while now, and it stays put, doesn't move around, works great. And also, I think most tank pouches or bags also have this, but you can operate the phone through this little protective screen. Those are the three modifications that I wanted to go through. They're not heavy, extensive mods, obviously. I still want to do a performance exhaust, maybe a 2-in-1, Freedom Combat, maybe. Let's see, what else did I want to do? I definitely want to do the air intake and a tune. That'll get me to, you know, the typical stage 1. But for now, this is what I have. I'm just kind of riding it like as is, enjoying the bike. But pretty soon here, I think we're going to start tinkering around a little bit more extensively on the bike. All right, so that's the video for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. But otherwise, I'm going to take advantage of this gorgeous weather and go for a little ride. All right, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Peace.